In my most recent housing market update video, I shared a few things that you can do to buy a house right now in 2022 or in the near future. And I'm going to elaborate on a few of those tips. There is no reason why you shouldn't be a homeowner, or maybe you already have a house and you want to move into a newer house. Either way, owning real estate is one of the most effective ways to build wealth and to leave a legacy for your family. And I believe that you can get the house that you want. You just need the right strategies to get it done, especially in today's economy. I'm going to share with you 2 things that you can do to help you get a lower interest rate so that you can get the house that you want. Now, before we get into the good stuff, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and share this channel with your family and friends. So let's get down to business. Now, considering the condition of our economy, you may be thinking, there is no way that I can buy a house, but I'm here to tell you that you can, even with soaring interest rates. Inflation is the highest it's been in decades, and I believe that things are going to get worse before they get better, which could lead to some great buying opportunities in the near future. So you need to get ready to get your house. Let's jump into tip number 1. Increase your income and save up for a 20% down payment. Why 20% instead of 3.5%? A 20% down payment is not required for a mortgage loan, even for a conventional loan, but it can get you to a lower interest rate, which is what we all want right now anyway. Now, in addition to that, a 20% down payment leads to a lower monthly payment and a lower principal balance. Now, there are pros and cons for both down payment amounts, and it all comes down to your financial situation and your goal for buying the property. Either way, a down payment is a down payment and closing costs are closing costs. It takes money to buy a house, regardless if it's your first house, second, or third house. You need more money in your reserves, and here are some suggestions to get that done. First, pick up a part-time gig, whether it's a remote job, delivery driver, warehouse job, whatever. If the thought of this, however, makes you cringe, remember that this is a means to an end, and it's a temporary situation to get you where you want to be. Now, I've been there. At one point in my life, I had like 3 jobs, and I put myself on a serious budget to pay off my student loans, essentially to become debt-free. Was it hard? Yes. Was it worth it? Yes. I knew, however, going into that, I wasn't going to be working 3 jobs forever. I just had to endure it for that time and make the sacrifice to no longer being a slave to any of my lenders. So you can do this, just keep your end goal in mind. Some other things you can do to add to your savings is sell some things, cut back on some extra spending, and save extra money or any extra money that comes your way. Tip number 2, ask for seller concessions. Now, during the past 2 years where it was a seller's market, no buyer dared to ask the seller to give them some money to help buy the house. Sellers were running things and they were getting mad, crazy money for the house, but this is changing and we are seeing the market flip in favor of the buyer. And I gave you all of the data that supports this in my last housing market update video. Demand is decreasing, which is giving buyers more wiggle room, and if demand continues to decrease, we could head into a buyer's market. Now, in a buyer's market, the buyers have more negotiating power. Although we are not officially in a buyer's market right now, because the honeymoon for sellers is over, you as a buyer now get to run some things, and asking for seller concessions is one of them. When you ask for seller concessions, you are asking the seller to contribute money to the cost of you buying the home. Now, this money can help cover your closing costs, lender fees, and it can even help you buy down your mortgage rate. Again, something we all want right now, right? Whatever the amount the seller is willing to contribute to your purchase is great for your bottom line. And just a note here that seller concessions can be beneficial to sellers as well because it will attract more buyers. So just to recap the 2 things that you can do to get a lower interest rate and finally get the house that you want. Number 1, save for a larger down payment, and number 2, buy down your mortgage rate with seller concession. Now, if you know you're going to be buying within the next 3 to 6 months, then see the link below to get your copy of my book, The Complete Guide to Buying a Home, where I give you tips on shopping for a home loan and how to negotiate the right way. I'm Renee the Realtor. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.